SERGEI in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Time now is 6:41, which is perfect timing because of the curfew in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where I'm headed. I cannot be on US 322 before 7. So 4 to 7, no go. And that's about 20-25 miles away from me, and so now it's 4:45, which is perfect. And I'm taking this excavator back to Canada, so I'm heading towards US border in Buffalo, New York, Peace Bridge. If I can get out of this truck stop, because it's getting crazy. The guys lining up for fuel, and there's an oversize here, parked in a no parking zone. That's what I did last time. No, I'm not going there again.
Towards Harrisburg.
There's a big construction just north of here on 81, and because I am 106 inches wide, I have to follow the route on my permit, and my permit says no, do not turn right on US 11, which is in front of me. Turn left or east and go 5 miles, and then make a left turn, go north on US or PA 114. I'm not sure if it's the US highway, PA highway. And then I go north and I catch US 81 over there. So basically I am detouring over the to avoid the construction area, because there's a bridge there, and they put those blocks that I love so much. They put those blocks on both sides, and it's so narrow. I wouldn't even go there if I was not oversized. And I was just driving on 81, coming from Virginia and Maryland actually, and there was a lot of traffic, bad traffic, because of that construction. Because you have to really slow down there not to hit those concrete blocks, you know? And even cars have to slow down.
Follow US 11, Harrisburg Pike for 8 kilometers.
Oh, and now my GPS found it, so yeah, 8 kilometers, which is almost exactly 5 miles. I go east or north on this US 11 and bypass all this crap on 81, whistling along, thinking about some happy thoughts, because today was my payday. I made a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. So now of course the first thought you have is, when you made a lot of money, is, well, how do you spend it? But I cannot spend it because I'm changing jobs, some uncertainty and instability is in store for Uncle SERGEI. So now I have to be thrifty. Now look at that guy over there. He's backing on a red light. Okay, he's wearing a safety vest, so then it's okay. Yeah, if you have a safety vest, that's a rule in Pennsylvania. You can back on into the intersection when the light is red. Yeah, you see on the right the sign says North 11. And we must remember to keep Pennsylvania beautiful. Now that sign, it's kind of like funny about littering. They have it in Texas. What did it say? Do not mess with Texas. Do not mess with Texas, right? And of course that phrase in English has two meanings. Basically, don't argue with Texas, don't get into a fight. And the second indirect meaning is do not create a mess, so do not litter. And I think I read somewhere that because so many residents in Texas are Spanish speaking, they did not understand that expression. So cops had to add a translation to do not mess with Texas, so now those signs also say something about, you know, do not litter. Because sometimes you can be too clever for your own sake, you know. My idea is keep your message clear. Do not try to be too smart, because then you confuse people, you know? And I wanted to add something about the comments on my previous video. For some reason, when I show loadings and unloadings, a lot of people take it the wrong way when I show the real process of what a trucker has to go through, right? And all of a sudden, all these bulldozer and excavator operators come out of the woodwork giving me advice on how to walk the machine with my feet, which is a very interesting usage of English language. And I guess these people forget that I do not operate these machines to dig trenches or build foundations. My job is to drive it on the trailer and off the trailer. I do not need any license or special training to do that, right? My job is much more serious. I have to know how to secure, attach chains, how to make sure that I don't get a ticket when DOT in the US or MTO in Canada stops me. So my job is to avoid damage and loss of human life. Okay? My job is not to dig a trench. And speaking about digging, there's two kinds of education in this world. One education just gives you facts. So you retain facts. Let's say they teach you in the excavator school what the left joystick does, and then during the second year they teach you what the right joystick does, and then year 3 you learn the left pedal, and year 4 you learn the right pedal, and then it's time for a written test. So you are given facts, so you know how to operate your excavator. We cool with that. But that's only the basic type of education, the cheapest one, the most rudimentary you can get, least useful. The more expensive type of education, number 2, is when you're given knowledge on how to find answers. When you don't know something, you look for an answer. Like if you only have education number 1, when you only know how to deal with facts, you're totally clueless what to do when you don't, where you find yourself in an unfamiliar situation. So my education is on the second type. I'm smart enough to look for answers. If I don't know something, I look at pictures on the walls of the excavator, and I have this weird ability to look at the picture and understand the message. You know, call it the sixth sense, but that's what I do. And I've been getting pretty good with these pictures, so sometimes it takes me a while to figure it out, but I started the machine. I didn't damage my trailer or the machine. And I secured everything properly, and now we're moving. And we're making money. We're not digging trenches, okay? So give me a break. So 114 heading north towards I-81. Oh, beautiful. This guy should be in circus. License plate GSP7288. Toyota Runner. We got you on camera, Mr. Toyota. And this is Duncannon, Pennsylvania. I'm crossing the river. I can avoid hitting this pickup truck on the right, which has a yield sign. Oh wow, he's actually checked. Good job. Milton, Pennsylvania, off I-80, Blind J truck stop, and I was parked here yesterday night with lots of parking spaces around me, right? And watching a movie, doing nothing, and then at about 9 o'clock, it was just getting dark. A guy comes in and he drives alongside my truck, and he was so close that he was like 1 inch away from my mirror that you see on the right side of my hood. You know, I jumped up, started honking, but somehow he passed, and I thought I was imagining things. Then the guy from the truck next to me came out and he says, "Holy," and he uses that bad word, you know. He says, "I was on the phone with my wife and I saw this guy almost hit you." He said, "I would have been a witness for sure." And then, like 5 minutes later, that guy parked, and I see some young kid walking away from the truck to the truck stop, and he's like, I don't know, 25 years old, and texting or emailing something on his phone. So he was clearly distracted because my truck, you know, huge truck with a yellow excavator on it, you could clearly see, even though it was getting dark. And even this guy next to me said, like, "What? How can you not see?" He says, "Such a huge truck as yours." You know? But it was not the front of the truck that almost hit me, was the rear of his trailer. So he was clearly trying to steer. And I'm gonna show you guys that truck so that you know to watch out. Yeah, so I was parked next to where? Guys, these two trucks, you see this? Two Transport America trucks on the right, and this one on my right, Transport America unit 102144. That's the guy who almost hit me. And this guy in the blue truck came out and said he would gladly have been a witness. So almost empty parking spot, and someone DOT number. So you guys and gals, be careful when you see this guy, okay? Back at the TA in Danville, New York, where I seem to come quite often recently. But I started driving at 6 in Milton. So time for some breakfast. They have a restaurant here, and from here it's only 1 hour to Rochester or I-90. That's where I have to be before 12, and time now is only not even 9, so I can have a break. And once I'm on the thruway I-90, I can drive 24/7 with my oversized load. TA is hosting a car show. It started at 10, now it's 10:30. They have 5 cars. And no people. Nobody is looking at cars. Crossing the bridge back to Canada. I'm leaving a duty-free parking lot because I had to check with the bridge authority people. To get their blessing, so to speak. And they say, how wide are you? 106 inches, ma'am. Are you legal weight? I said no. 81,200. Okay, you're good to cross. Go. Only one lane is open going to Canada. And here you have to watch for cars on the center lane because, you know, my trailer wheels tend to go to the left when I turn left, right? And this is what you see from the bridge. So where's Niagara Falls? Okay, yeah, Niagara Falls is to my right somewhere there, far away. This river.
After 800 meters, bear right,
QW. Yeah, this river looks real scary in winter because it's pretty fast. Looking from the bridge, you know, and there's like ice and snow, and you see ice here for a very long time, even when there's no snow on the ground. You still see ice on the river. They allow pedestrians here. See the girl on the left walking over the bridge. So now you can take a bike and go into US if you live here in Fort Erie, or you can just walk, and then once you're there, just call a cab.
After 150 meters, bear right, Q.
Okay, so all cars line up over here, right in front of me, but I have to go this way, under the bridge to customs. And that's it, now we're coming towards custom booths, Canadian, and hopefully the clearing process will take less than 2 hours. Only 2 gates are open.